Georgia knocks out Missou 53 to 28. But more importantly for this segment, for the Dog Post recruiting wrap, Matt DeBary joining Dean Legge here on the floor of Sanford Stadium. It was the first time Georgia's played a home game since Mississippi State.
Right.
So not a month, but a while.
Right. I don't think it was as big a recruiting weekend as Mississippi State was, but there were a lot of guys here. Two 2018 guys I want to talk about. Otis Reese from Lee County. He does not do a lot of media, so I couldn't get in touch with him all week. He was here, had the whole family with him, spoke to a lot of coaches, so that was a big deal. And then Robert Cooper, he's committed to Florida State right now, the #1 defensive tackle prospect in the state of Georgia.
From South Gwinnett.
South Gwinnett. He is here, and I mean, things are definitely heating up between Georgia and Robert Cooper. He's a guy who I think will most likely flip to Georgia now. You know, I've been starting to feel that way more and more, but after seeing him again tonight, you know, again with this family, talking to coaches, this hasn't been his first trip here, you know, this fall either. So Robert Cooper definitely trending Georgia's way, Otis Reese trending Georgia's way, and then Trey Hill out of Houston County. He's still a big target. He spoke with Coach Pittman for a while also.
You know, and now they won't be back for almost a month, not quite a month until Carolina comes into town. Big game against the Gators. Georgia got a pretty significant lead now in the East. I mean, I think the only team with one loss is Kentucky, and that game will be later in the year for Sanford Stadium. Tonight, this game was a little weird. I mean, I think everybody thought they were going to blow them out, and they kind of did, and they didn't. Yeah. Did you think? I mean, you know, you got Jake Fromm playing. I mean, he's basically the starter. Right. You've got DeAndre Swift playing a ton.
He was fantastic. He was fantastic tonight. And the recruits all see that. You know, they're friends with.
That's what I'm getting at.
Right. A lot of the recruits here, they know these freshmen here. You know, they're all friends. They want to see these guys play well and do that. So they were really excited. I think the recruits had a great time tonight. I looked over here a little bit, and you know, they were excited. There was a lot of good going on. And again, a large 2019 group. If you're on Dog Post and have been reading my recruiting stuff, the class is loaded. Georgia could end up with another top 5 class in 2019. Owen Popo was here. Kirby Smart's wife came over and
you say to be careful with Owen Popo. You think something you don't know.
Right.
You're not as negative as you once were about his chances.
Right. I didn't think Georgia was going to get Owen Popo in the spring and even the summer, but he's made multiple visits to Georgia. Georgia is definitely the team trending right now for Owen. He was here again. Definitely feels at home, was taking pictures with everyone, wanted to be seen, talked to a lot of the coaches. Again, Kirby Smart's wife came over, gave him a big hug. So he definitely feels right at home here. So I definitely like Georgia's chances with Owen Popo. And again, a lot of the other commits, you know, we're here too. It was a big deal, especially in 2019, but those 2018 guys are a big priority right now, so that was big for Georgia.
So last night, or yesterday, I was in.
You were in Miami. They were Florida to check on the guys.
Yeah, so I'm going to be curious to see if we see, you know, so last night we were talking about receivers, okay? We talk on Dog Post. We do lengthy, you know, videos. You know, last night when you see the kid committed from St. Thomas Aquinas, whose name has suddenly escaped me.
Elijah Moore?
You know, real twitchy, real quick, kind of get off. He loves blocking and all this stuff. And then we were talking about the kid from Peach, Kadarius Jackson. And then you said the 19 receivers. You know, those kids all 4 of those kids will play at the same time. Right. And you say the 19 receivers are freaks.
They are freaks. I mean, Jaden Hazelwood, he's got the size. He's a legit 6'3", long, but he's a track star, too. He's one of the fastest guys in the state of Georgia for that class. So, you know, he runs track and go up and catch the ball. Then Dominic Blaylock, the kid's been a freak since 8th grade, had offers from almost everyone as a freshman. Georgia got on him really early, but those are 2 guys who are both going to push for 5-star status. I think Jaden Hazelwood is an easy 5-star. #1 player in the state of Georgia in my eyes, but Don Blaylock's not that far down. He's a very high 4-star. They both can get it.
I was talking to Fletcher. If you listen to the roundtable on Dog Post, and there's a fair amount of people that do, you know, we were talking about, you know, how long will it take Georgia to catch Alabama? They're getting there.
Talent-wise, they're getting there. Justin Fields and Zamir White, you know, getting those guys to come in the
James Cook. Okay, so James Cook is pretty good too.
Yeah. And I think James will end up playing as a freshman. I mean, I think so. These freshman backs can play. If you're talented, you can get the football. And those, I mean, it's going to be a dangerous backfield, especially with DeAndre Swift and Zamir White and James Cook and Holyfield next.
Yeah, I was going to say, does Holyfield leave for sure? Everybody's like, oh, he's going to leave. You know, I don't know.
I still think Holyfield should be playing before Brian Herrion. That's just me. I think Elijah definitely ran hard towards the end of that game, milked the clock, picked up some first downs, was trucking guys. You know, he should stay in. He's a talent.
You know the one thing about it, well, I guess I'll throw it back to you one more time, but the one thing about it is really, and I think the Fromm thing proves it more than anything else, is that this really is about competition at every single position. Malcolm Parrish, the same situation. So if you're better, you really can play at Georgia. Now, the question is eventually, how long will it take to where if you're a freshman, you might not play? See, because they're young. I wrote before the season, this is the most talented Georgia team in Georgia's history, modern recruiting history. They've done pretty well. My criticism and concern was, hey, they're going to be a little young. They're going to be a little young next year, too. They're not so young on defense, but
they're building depth. Is what they're trying to do, and they're building depth with really good players behind it. I mean, they're no scrubs on the backups, but you know, other guys that I thought I saw out here playing that were true freshmen. Malik Herring got in there at defensive end. He has played a lot, more than I thought going into the season. Walter Grant is still out there. Monty Rice
is good.
Monty Rice is really good. He made a tackle, I think, on the second defensive play of the game. I'm not sure if he got the start or not, but he got a tackle on the second play. So
and like you don't even think about Juwan Taylor, and he starts right now.
Oh, great game last week against Vanderbilt. He was in here making some stops too. Juwan Taylor, between Taylor and Monty Rice, it's not like they've missed Natrez Patrick much the past 2 weeks.
And generally, I got to say, this is probably their worst defensive effort of the. I mean, statistically, it was. I don't know, but statistically, points allowed, it was.
They stopped the run for the most part pretty well again, but you know, I didn't think the secondary was running with the Missouri receivers. I didn't know if it was a miscommunication or with zone or man or whatever that was, or if they just couldn't run with them. But yeah, they got beat a few times.
All right, let's wrap it. We gotta go home. All right, join us at dogpost.com for Matt DeBary. This is Dean Legge signing off from Sanford Stadium.